What if I told you the way we measure intelligence is completely flawed, and the people we label as low IQ might actually understand something about being human that most of us have lost? Stay with me, because this isn't what you think it is. By the end of this video, you might not just rethink intelligence. You might rethink how you see people entirely. We've all grown up in a world obsessed with measuring intelligence. Grades, test scores, job performance, labels, smart, average, slow. But here's the uncomfortable question. What does intelligence actually mean? And more importantly, what does it feel like to experience the world without the kind of intelligence society values most? Let me tell you about someone I'll call Marcus. Marcus is 26. He works at a small neighborhood store. He struggles with things most people don't even think about: counting money, understanding instructions, remembering sequences. If you had a quick interaction with him, you might walk away thinking, he's not very intelligent. But if you stayed longer, you'd notice something different. Marcus remembers how you feel. Not what you said, but how you felt. If you walk in stressed, he senses it instantly. If you're happy, he mirrors it. If you're quiet, he doesn't push. He just stands there with a kind of calm presence most people don't have. And suddenly, the definition of intelligence starts to feel incomplete. So let's break it down. IQ, short for intelligence quotient, is designed to measure things like reasoning, memory, and problem-solving speed. The average score is 100. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders by the American Psychiatric Association, a score below 70 is classified as an intellectual disability. But here's what most people don't realize. That number doesn't measure emotional depth. It doesn't measure kindness. And it definitely doesn't measure the ability to connect. From a neurological perspective, research shows differences in how certain parts of the brain function, especially the prefrontal cortex. That's the area responsible for planning, abstract thinking, and understanding consequences. Studies in cognitive neuroscience show that in individuals with very low IQ, processing speed is slower. Neural connections may be less efficient. Abstract reasoning can be limited. So things like reading between the lines, predicting outcomes, understanding complex systems, those aren't automatic. Sometimes they're not accessible at all. But here's where everything flips. While abstract thinking may be limited, emotional processing often isn't. The limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotions, works independently from logical reasoning. And in many cases, it's deeply active. Research in developmental psychology shows that individuals with intellectual disabilities can form strong emotional bonds, show deep loyalty, and respond powerfully to tone, facial expressions, and human connection. In simple terms, they feel things fully. Now think about this. How many people with high intelligence do you know who overthink everything, struggle with anxiety, feel disconnected from others? We assume higher intelligence leads to a better life. But what if it just makes us better at navigating systems? Not better at being human? This is exactly what psychologist Howard Gardner argued with his theory of multiple intelligences. He believed intelligence isn't one thing, it's many: logical, linguistic, emotional, social, physical. But society rewards only a narrow slice of that. So anyone outside that slice gets labeled as less. Let's go back to Marcus. He can't plan years ahead. He can't solve complex problems. But when his coworker lost a family member, he was the only one who sat beside them in silence for hours. No advice. No words. Just presence. Sometimes that's more valuable than any kind of intelligence we measure. Here's the truth most people don't want to admit. The parts of being human that matter most: love, connection, empathy, presence. They don't come from the part of the brain measured by IQ tests. They come from something deeper. Maybe we've been measuring the wrong thing all along. So ask yourself honestly, are we truly more intelligent, or just more adapted to a system that rewards a specific kind of thinking? Because intelligence without connection is just complexity. Understanding people with very low IQ doesn't just teach us about them. It reveals something about us. It shows us that being human isn't about how fast you think, but how deeply you feel. And maybe the people we overlook are the ones who remind us of that the most. If this made you see intelligence differently, or made you pause for even a moment, subscribe to the channel. Because here, we don't just explore psychology, we question the assumptions behind it. And sometimes, those questions change everything.